So it's not a technological issue. We understand what we need to do. It's the money to do it, and the timelines and the sites and the planning and the red tape to.
Absolutely, and there's still various technologies that will be probably developed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hydrogen, for example, is a very interesting technology that's being developed, mainly because if you think of hydrogen as well, it replaces the role of gas, for example, because the characteristics are similar in the sense of how you can store it to use at a later stage. Because if you think of gas, you can keep it on a reservoir and use it when you need it.
Yeah.
To do that with electricity generated from renewables is a lot more difficult.
It's a big battery.
And we don't have the technology to do that at the moment.
I guess the hydrogen argument is going to be a long, drawn out one as well. And I think the UK strategy to go towards blue hydrogen or use that as a big makeup or mix of the makeup that we're going to get to is actually seen as quite controversial. What are your thoughts and where do you stand on that?
It's all linked to the sustainability plans, to net zero targets, to everything we're seeing in terms of energy transition. Obviously, hydrogen has a lot of benefits and adds a lot of flexibility to the way the grid can operate. However, the debate between blue and green will be dictated, well, one, by the cost of each technology. At the moment, blue, it's still cheaper to achieve than green. Over time, hopefully, we can revert that. But it also has to be reviewed and has to be, I would say, implemented with a view of what are the net zero targets and what are the sustainable targets of the countries entering or adopting that technology moving forward. Yeah. So in an ideal world, you go for green hydrogen. Yeah. Problem is, you're probably a few good years away of making it economically viable.
Fine. So there's a journey there, and I guess if we start to build the infrastructure around hydrogen generally, whether it's blue or green, when we need to or when we can make a full shift, that's when the argument takes over.
And there's various applications. We're talking about generation, but there will be other applications for hydrogen as well that could help with those net zero targets. So if you look at it, it's all part of it's a large plan, various steps that you need to take in order to get to the goal of net zero targets, sustainable generation, sustainable consumption. We started with how do we generate electricity, and now we're trying to think, right, but how do we actually now can use it in the most efficient way, in a way that actually addresses the sustainability concerns that we have. So we're going from investing in generation to investing in enabling infrastructure, and then also all the application that can have, for example, electrification of transport. In order to achieve that as well, you need the infrastructure, you need the technology. So it's a process. And above all this, there's the investment element. We cannot assume everything will be funded by governmental budgets, because that won't be achievable. You need the private sector as well to have the assurances and, as you said, limited red tape to be able to achieve this.